Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, one of my all-time favorite vocalists from one of my all-time favorite bands, man. Thanks for taking a little time to hang with me this
Well,
morning.
yeah, my pleasure. Great. It's great to talk about the record. To be honest with you, it's about time.
Yeah, how about that? 17th studio album. How's that make you feel?
Um, you know what? Everybody else seems to count. I never bother counting. It's just the next one. It's just what's in front. I just do what's in front of me.
Sure, sure,
Um,
sure.
and I think that's the key to keeping things fresh and alive is 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 not trying to um, predict what you should be doing. Just do what feels right at the time, and that's what's going to be the right thing to do. Obviously, we've got 40 years of stuff behind us.
Mm,
So we've got lots of influences that we can choose from, but it's like the menu. You've got a big menu of different influences, and you can always bring in a few extra on the side, as it were. And that's really the story of this album, because there's there's a little bit of almost every Maiden world
sure.
on it, plus a few worlds that people wouldn't have expected. I mean, Writing on the Wall being a prime example of that,
Perfect
but it
example,
came
yeah.
out of left field by going, wow, what's this? Is this Maiden? Oh my God, and I think it was like just the right amount of bucket of cold water for people to start throwing questions. Oh God, is this going to be the whole? Oh, what's it going to be like? Da da da. And then with the video as well, to give it that extra dimension, I think it just made things feel special at the kickoff to everything, which was
Absolutely.
it's a good way to start people talking about the record, because it is a great album.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I've spent some time with it over the last couple of days listening to every song. I love them all. They're all epic. They're all very Maiden. I do would love to pull out that Lost in a Lost World reminds me a little bit of Moody Blues in the
Oh,
beginning, or
totally,
even
at the beginning.
or
Oh yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
Pink Floyd. I love it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
no, it's like the whole thing. You have actually walked into a prog rock
Yeah,
album from 1973 or 72 or whatever, and then you just get hit over the head with a mallet,
sure. Yes.
unexpectedly. I was like, whoa, where did this come from? So there's a lot of stuff like that in places on the album, um, and lots of the vocals on this album are um, they're a lot more varied. I mean, I'm using a lot more of my range. So we've got all the top end,
Yes.
squeaky bits,
Yeah.
but there's a lot more of the of using my kind of like lower register, like
Yeah.
almost whispered in places and stuff.
Yeah. I've heard it.
And stuff that we were starting on, like Number of the Beast, because
Yep.
I left alone, all that kind of stuff. But it's really much more formed now into whole pieces, with double tracked and layered and stuff. So and surprisingly, a lot of that came from Steve.
Oh,
Not from me. You kind
sure.
of almost expect that from the vocalist.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
But a lot of that came from Steve. So all those kind of like moody blues things and those layered vocals, that's all Steve. That's all his vision. And yeah, and then obviously there's Adrian songs as well that written with him. I should add that whilst there are 4 tracks that are 10 minutes plus whatever on the
Yeah, I'm looking
record.
at it right now, like 10,
Yeah,
12, 11 minutes. Wow.
yeah, which is all fine, but there's some other tracks on there that are really nice and compact. I mean, Stratego's 5 minutes. Days of Future Past is 4 minutes, which honestly that track could have fitted on Peace of Mind or Power Slave. I mean, it's the
Wow.
same kind of energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, Senjutsu, the opening track, even though I think it's 8 minutes or something, it doesn't feel like 8 minutes. I mean, it's so much on it. So there's a real
Well,
mixture. It's a real journey through the album.
obviously, been at this a long time. Do you ever sit back and go, wow, 17 albums deep, but yet we've got all this energy. We're still so excited. Like we just started this thing. We can't wait to get out there and play this for the Maiden fans. Does that go through your heads?
Yes, and
Oh,
also, um, when are we going to record another one?
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
right.
we came. Um, there was discussion about trying to do another one during the pandemic.
Sure.
You know, because
Yeah.
we're like, well, what are we going to do? We're sitting on our butts here.
Right. Mow the grass? No.
Yeah. Well, and there was some discussion about it. We got as far as actually booking the studio,
Wow.
but actually it was I was initially enthusiastic about it, and then I sat around and talked to a couple of the guys, and then said, okay, what do we, is this just because we're going stir crazy? One.
Sure.
Secondly, how much of a pain in the butt is this going to be to actually accomplish? Because basically we're going to have to bring in the crew. We're going to have to bring in people from the United States, which is not allowed. We're going to have
Right.
to get all this stuff. And then we're going to be prisoners in
course.
wherever we are. And we're going to be making a potentially new record when we haven't even released this one.
Right.
Where
right.
are our heads going to be at? I said, maybe we should just chill
Focus
out
on.
and focus on this one.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of went, yeah, I think maybe we might be right on that, But
Yeah.
it just goes to show that, the enthusiasm and the lust for creativity has not
strong with the
gone
band.
away in the slightest. In actual fact, this album, by the time it comes out, like basically now,
Yeah.
is going to I think fuel the fire. Although next year, clearly, we have a lot of live stuff to play catch up on. That's
Yeah, I
3
can
years.
imagine. Of
3
course.
years of sitting here with going. Okay, when can we play in front of real people?
Sure.
So and next summer and into the fall is when
You guys are going to be really busy.
I hope so.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
time too.
Yeah. So talking about the record specifically, I read that you guys recorded the album in the same way that you did the Book of Souls, where it was, you'd come together, write a song down, and you got that idea fresh in your mind, and you would lay it down right there on the spot. There was no pre-rehearsal with this record.
Yeah, I would go so far as to say that we took advantage of the situation with the studio,
Sure.
even more so than on Book of Souls, because Book of Souls was really the first time that we tried doing it that way,
Okay.
and it worked okay, but there was still a little bit of nervousness about it,
Sure.
that maybe we felt guilty that we weren't learning a song and going 1, 2, 3, 4 all together
Sure.
now.
Yeah.
That like it was like cheating if you didn't do it that way.
Understood.
And then with this one we were just so much more relaxed. So
Sure.
with these 10, 11-minute songs, we could beat ourselves up for 3 weeks trying to learn one start to finish, and then we still wouldn't have necessarily gotten as good a result as we did if breaking it down in pieces.
Sure.
But it would have slowed the creative process down so much, having to learn everything, then do it, and then having forgotten the track before. I'm gonna
Sure.
relearn
I
that
can
one now.
imagine. Yeah. Of course.
So what the advantage you get this way is that if there's any spontaneity to be had, it's going to be the first few times you do it. And
Absolutely.
you capture that. And in particular, you capture it with the drums. Because Nico's playing on this album is sensational.
It is.
I think it's the
Truly
best
amazing.
and most consistent of almost any Maiden record he's ever been on. And that's just remarkable, for how long we've been together. So, without his really nailing it down with the groove, we wouldn't have been able to achieve the effects that we have. And effectively doing it either in sections or, with a song like Writing on the Wall, you can do it in one piece as a groove,
Sure.
4-minute songs. It's not too difficult to learn a 4-minute song and then bash through it. That's quite quick to do. But the big monsters, you have to kind of break them up.
Sure.
And then afterwards you sit back and go, oh, what did we just do? Oh, well, that sounds good.
Yeah. Well, the Parchment, I found myself really appreciating listening to your vocal, the guitar, and then the synth just all riding together perfectly. I mean, it's just a journey. I mean, the vocal, it just takes you on a whole journey throughout the whole 11-minute piece, 12-minute piece.
There's some stuff on the record, and Parchment is in particular, which it's like hypnotic.
Yes, yes.
You know, I mean, it really is. And if you listen to the album, on headphones,
yeah, the best.
It's like double devastation, you know.
Absolutely.
Listening to it in a room is one thing. Speakers,
sure.
Yeah, great. Put it on headphones, it's amazing.
Brilliant.
It's a trip. It
yeah,
really is.
Truly is. So I know you've done a number of spoken word stuff around Europe.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything,
true.
Is there anything, you know, you find different between doing that and Maiden? You know, what's you know, you just so different from doing that, I would imagine. You know, you don't have the backup, you don't have the band there.
Yeah, well, I got nobody else to blame, so I can't say, he played too fast, or the sound sucked, or you know, he played a wrong note.
Right.
It's just me, so it's me for 2.5 hours basically.
Yeah.
I do like an hour and a half, which is it's hopefully reasonably amusing. It's a sideways look at how a spotty kid from the middle of nowhere ended up being the singer in Iron Maiden wearing crazy trousers, and all points in between. And it covers the cancer thing. It covers a lot of the early days stuff, like how I learned to sing, you know, all the weird stuff that happened to me at school and what formed your personality, character. But again, it's all done with a very dark sense of humor, and I hope. And then we take a break, and then the last 45 minutes, 1 hour-ish, is basically improv. And so what I do is I take cue cards from the audience. They write on the night, and I arrange them into kind of like an improv script.
Wow!
And do that. And that's the show.
That'd be brilliant. I would love to see that. You ever thinking about bringing that stateside, Bruce? Obviously, I know Iron Maiden, Senjutsu, this is the focus, but you know, we would love to see that over here.
Answer to that is we haven't actually done the press release yet, and the tickets aren't on sale yet.
Okay.
But there's a possibility of around about 35 shows.
Wow.
In the depths of winter.
Wow. I love it. That's said beautifully, my friend. I love it.
So I'm just saying that I'm raising that possibility and flagging that up so people can, you know, get their winter woolies out and think how they're going to get to the middle of nowhere when it's raining and snowing, just to pretend you're a postman, you know.
Perfect. Bruce, thank you so much for your time today. I know you're a busy man. You got to get rolling. Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, Senjutsu, the 17th album out today, friends. Thanks for your time, my friend. You guys rule. God, I love Iron Maiden. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, brother. Take care.
Thanks. Bye.